Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 305 Gridiron. We are live tonight from the victory deck for the third time in the last 4 games. The Miami Dolphins have picked up a win. Was it pretty? No. Was it in the USA? No. Was it still a win? Yes. And we're going to talk all about it as soon as Josh figures out how to use this little microphone thing. Hello to everybody out there. Welcome back to the 305 Gridiron. We are your source for Miami Dolphins opinions, reactions, previews, and all that crap. How are we doing today? The chat is popping off. Josh is back from Rhode Island. He made it back safely. And we are ready to talk about our team that is on a little bit of a streak here.
Hey.
3 out of 4 ain't bad the last time I checked.
Yeah, you know what? Trying to stay grounded in reality while also enjoying the fact that a team that came in with a lot of expectations and very quickly lost every single one of them is coming back with some momentum, which we talk about quite often on the show.
Yeah.
And also looking at this next slew of a handful of games, I'm not saying we're going to win them, but they are very winnable. And so a lot can happen between now and Pittsburgh. Which Aaron Rodgers apparently has a broken wrist, so who knows if he'll play? Not that that really matters. And so you know what? Hey, crazier things have happened. We saw it last year. I'm not saying we're going to do anything fun or anything crazy, but let's keep an eye on our favorite team.
Hey, I mean, there's a very real possibility, and the chat has asked some really great questions about whether or not we're annoyed by this, and we're definitely going to touch on that.
Yes, we are,
because the answer is probably yes. But we have the Saints, we have the Jets, the Steelers, the Bengals. That's our next 4. Now, these are 4 winnable games, but as we showed against Washington, we are an incredibly good team at playing down to the competition if we are indeed the better team.
Yes.
Which I do believe we were on Sunday.
Yes. Yes.
But it took every second of regulation and a few seconds of overtime to actually prove that we were the better team. And it was very frustrating. And I'm going to rant tonight. Word of warning. I am going to rant tonight. So if you're looking for uber positive,
don't come here.
Come for the first half.
We appreciate you stopping by. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
I'm going to try to keep my instant reactions positive.
Yes.
I'm going to try to keep the instant reactions positive. But the takeaway portion is not very positive, and I think for good reason. We saw a lot of what annoyed us about this team pre-Buffalo game immediately return. And it was annoying. It's so annoying when you finally think you're getting over the hump. And then it just poof, right back.
Yeah, and when we get to takeaway 3, I actually have a slight change of opinion on something very specific, which I'm very excited to get to. I'm sure you will laugh me out of the room, but we'll talk about it when we get to that. I think we should hit the chat because it is going bananas.
Let me hit the chat, but I want to talk about schedule first because I want to I want to go over, we talk a lot, and if you're new here, welcome to the show. Really appreciate you popping in. But we talk a lot about how the season's split into quarters, right? The first quarter of the year can be either 4 or 5 games now, since it's not an even number of games. We have 17 games. Yeah. So let's say it was 5. We were 1-4. The second quarter of the year, we were 1-3. We've started the third quarter of the year 2-0. That pretty good.
It's better than 1-3.
Pretty good.
If I can math.
1-4 and 1-3, not so good. 2-0, pretty good.
Pretty solid.
Pretty good. So let's pop into the chat here because you guys are going off. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Let's go.
Sports Night with Jorge. Welcome back, buddy. Under the weather is not good.
No, it's not. We've all been there recently.
Yeah, coming back from vacation, be under the weather, it's not great. As many of you know, I have a newborn, so that comes with its set of going to daycare and bringing every illness home.
Germies.
Yeah. So terrible. Kosa, welcome back, buddy. Good to see you.
Hey,
Are we
there he is.
okay with the win? I love the way you spelled folks here, by the way. If you saw me on Dirk's stream, I was on Dirk's Frozen Fin Fan stream on Sunday morning, and absolutely thank you so much, Frozen, for having me. It was a blast. And many of the people who were there are here now in our chat,
Yes.
so we appreciate that.
Absolutely.
I could sit here and tell you that I am not okay with the win. But during that live stream, I was raging at the fact that we didn't take the win when we were on the 1 yard line. So if I'm answering honestly, yes, I'm perfectly fine with the win because I'd rather see my team win than lose.
Yeah, and it's hard. It's that kind of that push and pull, Kosa, if from my perspective, right? Because we know that this team needs some significant changes from top down. And at the same time, we're also massive, delusional fans of a football. Shout out Taylor. And it's one of those things where, like Anthony, as I was watching this game, I was getting kind of those ebbs and flows of, oh my God, okay, we need to get this win. And then I was like, fuck, we're going to get this win, aren't we? Because less about the draft pick and more about job security for certain individuals that I would like to see a change in. So
I think the positive there is, and Dougley talked about this, and shout out to Dougley, Doug to Do Wrong over there, a fan of the show, friend of the show.
Yep.
One thing he pointed out is that the way Ian Rappaport worded it when he reported after the game was that Mike McDaniel's winning gives him a chance to keep his job.
Sure.
Not like
yeah.
It still very much seems like Ross and company, because we know that he's kind of transitioning the team over to his daughter and his son-in-law in the next year or two, probably.
Yep.
It still seems like they are plan on letting the GM pick their own coach.
Sure. And as they should, in my opinion.
Right.
Yeah. And if that's McDaniel, okay, fine. Like,
right. And
cool.
I think that's the point. I think that's the point of the reporting. The point of the reporting is it would behoove a new GM to come in and assess the current coach and see how the team reacted to him, see how he managed to crawl out of a 1-6 hole. If we do indeed win the next 4 games, you can't look at that as a GM coming in and see that the guy went 7-1 after starting 1-6 and be like, well, that's just a fluke, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, 2 years in a row.
2 years in a row.
Yeah,
he might actually think that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it shows, which in a positive light, it shows that he got his players to not quit. He has the buy-in. He has the locker room, for lack of a better term. And that's why takeaway 3 might surprise you when we talk about Mike McDaniel a little bit.
Which would be great for a coordinator, but he's the head coach, and
I know.
a very good one in my opinion. What's up, Abel? Welcome back to the show, buddy.
There he is.
I was feeling Josh and I might be disagreeing about Mike McDaniel.
I haven't changed my stance just a tiny bit.
Chat asking each other how they feel about the team. I think we'll talk plenty about that. Block Guy's back. Welcome back in.
There he is.
Good to see you, buddy. Block Guy was having a full-on mental breakdown on Sunday morning. By the way,
was he really?
It was so amazing to see in the chat. Somebody else other than us just have a mental breakdown over watching the Dolphins.
Yeah, and again, I'm sorry for those of you that tuned in just to see me. I'm just kidding, but I wish I could have been there. But my wife and I took an impromptu weekend vacation. We just needed to get away and recharge.
Hey, they're all here to see me. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. They like
Kosa says we need change, but I don't like exactly.
Yeah. Exactly.
Gator Fanatic, welcome back, buddy.
Hey,
it was awesome to be on the show. I will not be a stranger. Anytime Frozen wants me back, I'll be back.
And vice versa. Anytime he wants to be, he's been on our show. We'll have him back. If we can make it a bi-weekly thing, I would.
Hysterical in the chat. They call Frozen F3.
Oh,
Frozen,
triple F.
Yeah. Hilarious. Love it.
Cubed 3?
No, they're literally F3. Just types F3.
4.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
It's great. Let's see what else we got in here. Finspin, what up, buddy? The Mad Greek is back in the show.
From somewhere in Eastern Europe.
Somewhere, it's Greece for sure.
I know it is. It's Portugal. He's from the Mad Greek is from Portugal.
He couldn't even watch the game live yesterday. Had to go internet dark.
Oh,
what is that?
Oh, Jesus. I don't even know what I would do with myself.
Curious now. All right, let's talk instant reactions, buddy. I know that you didn't get a chance to watch the game live, so it may have been a little different having watched it back
Yes.
and reading the text chain from Dirk and myself and Taylor and
the mental meltdown that I was witnessing on my ride home.
the absolute mental outrage
Yeah.
that was happening. So I'm going to let you go first since it's still very fresh for me and I can say a billion things about it, but I'd rather let you kind of have the floor first.
Yeah, there was a lot of bad. I think we can all attest to that. There was some frustrations. And again, I watched the condensed version back because I had a ton of stuff to get ready for work today. And
as you should.
Yep.
As you should.
So, and I knew what the outcome was, so I didn't feel like I needed to watch every minute. But yeah, no, there was some good, and we'll talk about those later. Meaning some players that played their asses off. I was sad to see Juju Brents get injured. That really sucks.
Yeah.
Because I didn't watch it live, I knew that there were some stalled drives that I was very curious and eager to get my hands around and try to understand. Was it a play calling thing? Was it a quarterback thing? Was it an O-line thing? Or what was it? And I got some answers, but some still head scratching decisions across the board. I will say one of the big takeaways that I struggled with a lot when I was rewatching the game, and it's someone who we've heaped praises on as of late, was Anthony Weaver's defense. I know you look at the stats line and you see Jordan Brooks having a monster game. Was it 20 tackles or something stupid like that? Yeah. Minka Fitzpatrick making key stops and all this other things. But when you look into it, when you dig deep into it, I don't know, man. It was confusing. And it was frustrating, and it reminded me of the defense, more of the defense that we got at the beginning of the season and less of the defenses that we've seen as of late. So I don't know what your stance is, but there was a lot of frustration. There was a lot of, well, what if we're playing a team that has 47 players on the injury? We're playing, third stringers and Marcus Mariota. And at times we made Marcus Mariota look like a starter, and it was very frustrating.
I think that was generally the reaction in the live stream too, is that, hey, the offense stalled and we were bummed about that. And, but like, okay, we scored 3 points. We'll get the ball back. No problem. Defense shouldn't have a hard time with Mariota. Yeah. And then they just drive right down the field. And luckily we got a penalty that went our way in the red zone. And then, they didn't manage, because they have a backup. It's harder to get in the end zone. They didn't manage to get into the end zone. And then, of course, Zach Ertz trips and falls over his own 2 feet, which was helpful. I think the general reaction was I didn't want to blame Tua too early because I didn't want to be seen as a hater. So I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I was like, okay, just a bad drive. We start slow. Everybody knows this. We'll pick it up later. After the third time that he stalled out, he single-handedly stalled out a drive. I was just beside myself with rage on the situation. And McDaniel was too. Mike McDaniel was too. Tua got soft benched at the end of the game.
Did he?
And we're going to talk a bit more about it later. But I just want to mention that. Just keep that in the top of your mind, because I'm going to talk about it in detail later.
Sure.
Tua got soft benched at the end of this game.
Yeah.
And it was so deserved. And I really wish that Mike would have had the cojones to just straight up bench him.
Yeah, well, Mike's playing for quite literally all of the marbles. So I think in his mind, Tua gives him the best chance to win for whatever that's worth.
By the end of this game, I don't know if he was still thinking that.
Well, hey, that would be a breath of fresh air if I'm being completely honest. I don't like what I saw from Tua. I haven't liked what I've seen for Tua all year. I haven't liked what I've seen from Tua in 2 years, to be completely honest.
No, it was terrible last year.
Yeah, and it's worse this year, which is saying a lot, because last year I thought, okay, this is rock bottom for a player. He can only go up, right?
Right.
And then this year starts, and it's like, well, okay, I guess not. So it's whale shit, and then Tua. Got it, noted. And it's one of those situations where there's so much money invested in a player, and you watch the product on the field, and they don't correlate. And I get it. It's not my money. I don't really give a shit, right? Fine. But there is a standard and an expectation that comes when you are the highest paid starting quarterback of one of the 32 football teams in the NFL. And he's barely a backup right now, in my opinion. He's playing at a level. It looked like we had both starting quarterbacks injured, and it was playing, and it was backup against backup, and that's not okay.
I'll be honest, to your point about not being our money, I never care about the money. If they, for whatever reason, decided that the new GM came in, new coach came in, and they said, we really just don't want to, we're going to eat the $116 million straight up. We know we're going to be bad this year. We're just going to take the hit this year.
Mm-hmm.
We'll reset. We'll restock with draft picks.
Mm-hmm.
I would be okay with it.
Same. Yeah.
I'd be okay with it. You know, like, how good is the team going to be next year anyway? So what's the difference? You may as well.
It's only a problem when you think you are in the window of playoffs with Super Bowl potential.
And we missed that window.
We missed it, right?
We made the playoffs twice.
These things are in phases, right? Yeah. We had a 7-year window where we from the start of the rebuild through the end of it, and that was last year, and we're still hanging on for dear life. And that is not to say I think we're going to lose every game. I want us to lose every game. None of that stuff. But I mean, reality is reality. And to your point, it's not my money, so let's get rid of them if that's what the team needs to. But in this game specifically, sorry to derail us a little bit, but in this game, just sheer frustrations across the board. There were some really cool moments in this game. There was like on special teams and the kickers and the punter, and Waddle looked like he was going to feast early, and that went out the fucking window very quickly.
He looked, wow. That's the second game in a row. Yeah. He looked early on like he was going to have a career year.
Yep.
And then just disappeared.
Yeah, my fantasy team took a massive hit.
Trading Josh Allen took him. That didn't look good this week. That didn't look good this week. In the chat though, let us know the instant reaction section for us. For those who are new, it's just like what our raw emotions were at the time. What were your raw emotions at the time of watching this? What was going through your heads? Were you bummed about Tua? Were you bummed about the offense, or were you like, it's overseas, every game is tough, blah 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 blah. Love to hear it. I'm going to shift over to the defense for my reactions now because it said enough about the offense, and we're going to say plenty more about them here in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
The defense looked ass, to put it as straight as I could put it. Weaver looks like a suspect defensive coordinator. Couldn't agree more.
He has these moments of just sheer brilliance, and you're like, okay, he's got it now. He's in the groove, and then he shoots a turd out against Washington.
Anthony Weaver was so outcoached by Cliff Kingsbury in this game that if they had any of their regular starters available, it would have been a massacre.
Yeah.
If they had Jaden, or if they had Terry McLaurin, or if they had Austin Eckler, it would have been.
Could you imagine if Jaden was on that field?
If Jaden was on the field, I probably would have stopped watching. I would have left. I mean, Cliff had a plan to attack our linebackers, and Weaver never adjusted.
Yeah, which is something. What have we been saying all year with both him and Mike McDaniel? Failure to adjust is what their Achilles heels are this whole entire season.
Just no adjustments.
Yeah.
He went Marcus Mariota purposely through at both Tyrell Dodson and Jordan Brooks the entire game.
Yeah.
And was never stopped. The only time he was stopped is when, like I mentioned before, Zach Ertz tripped over his own feet.
Yeah.
It was shocking. It was shocking. I just didn't understand. You have two other linebackers, man. If these two linebackers don't match up well with the team we're facing,
it's okay to sit them on the bench.
Right. It's okay to swap them out. Even if it's just to confuse the quarterback for a play or two. But no, instead you were like, nah, Jordan Brooks is my guy. Terrell Dodson is my guy. I'm leaving him out there. And they just, they looked like they were playing JV football against the senior team.
Yeah, and I will say this, right? Brooks struggled mightily in this game, but I personally think I want to see him finish his career. I have loved what we have seen from him for the majority of this year, specifically not this game, but in the last 4 or 5 games, the year before and the year before, he was a star on this team. And I think he will continue to be a star on this team. We know what he can and can't do, but what he does do, he does at a top 7 linebacker level, in my opinion. What he doesn't do well, he's horrible at. And that's on Weaver to know. And Dotson is bad at the same thing. So why are they both on the field at the same time? You know, like those are the kind of things that it infuriates me because if tell me how wrong this is. Brooks and Willie Gay. You have a coverage linebacker that's smaller, struggles against the run, but can cover everything in Gay.
Yeah.
You have Brooks, who's better in the run. There you go. There's a solution.
And I know that we kind of shit on the Seahawks when they let these two guys go. These were the starting middle linebackers for the Seahawks. And then they hired a defensive coach, and he cut these two middle linebackers. And now they have a top 5 defense in the league, and we have a bottom 5 defense in the league. I'm not saying that they're bad at football, but I'm not saying that they're very good at football either. And in my opinion, the only defensive player on this team that I even like at this point is Chop Robinson, who needs to add some moves to his repertoire. He still looks very raw out there. But geez, man, I don't know if you saw the spin move that should have been a safety, but they didn't call a safety because the refs in this game were awful.
Yeah,
but
I did. It was beautiful.
Holy crap. And that came like seconds after somebody in the chat said that I wish Chop had a spin move.
Well, there you
go. Right away. Let's go to the chat for a second anyways. Mad Greek's got something to say. He said on one of our videos that Weird win this game because fate is realigning. The Adjustment Bureau is at work. The regular plan is for the Finns to crush us in Week 18 or the divisional, not now, so we're 5-6 wins ahead. Gator Fanatic thought the O-line and the running game were great.
Agreed.
Other than that,
Agreed.
Completely agreed.
I'd throw in special teams.
Special teams played, Riley Patterson didn't miss a kick, which on a day where kicks were missed.
Yep, and Jake Bailey with a beautiful punt that was muffed.
Yep.
And that was all about ball spin and, the player didn't pay attention, but coverage was great. I mean, there was so much to heap praises on the special teams unit.
Unfortunately, the offense did nothing with that too. How annoying that was.
Frustrating.
Tua's definitely regressed. The O-line is playing better. Yeah, the O-line, shout out to Larry Borum. 2 games in a row where he actually looked competent.
I haven't wanted to say it because I don't want to, scare him.
Nuts.
But yeah.
The right side in general has looked much better. That doesn't mean I want to run to the right side as often as we are, though. That's for sure.
And Dan Brunskill, too. Daniel Brunskill.
Yeah, Brunskill's like the best. They must not play him as a regular offensive lineman just because he loves doing the motion stuff. Like, he's just out there running around like a little kid, man.
He's like see ball, hit ball.
Poor coaching on both sides of the ball. Yeah, absolutely. I'll take the win. The bye week should have players getting healthy and make a run for it. I do wonder if we're going to get some guys back from IR after this bye week.
Well, who do you think would come back? I don't know if you have the list in front of you.
I don't have the list, but I know Austin Jackson's on the verge of coming back.
Yay.
Which man, I can't say he's worse than Brunskill or not Brunskill.
That guy.
Borum, the guy we were just talking about. Jeez,
yeah.
The worst.
I don't know. My fear with offensive linemen coming back is that if you're starting to see positive, progression and gelling and unity from an offensive line, I really struggle. I get that AJ is probably a better player than Borum, but man, is it hard to throw somebody in cold and kind of tweak the lineup when things are gelling like that. But we'll see.
I do think if James Daniels is fully healthy, which was the knock when we signed him this year, why didn't Pittsburgh sign him? Well, he just had a major injury.
Yeah.
I don't know if we rushed him back or if he thought he was ready to go back, but
it's a different injury, right? He didn't re-injure it. It was a pec injury, wasn't it? Because his surgery was on his Achilles or his knee or something like that from Pittsburgh.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
I just think if he can come back and be in good enough form, he's definitely an upgrade over Strange. Strange has been, while Borum has been improving, Cole Strange has not. We could definitely use.
I was very high on Cole Strange his first game because he played so well, and then immediately reminded us why he was a first-round bust.
Let me just run through the other people real quick. Jason Sanders is still designated to return. Darren Waller, Andrew Meyer, Liam Eichenberg, who we have not seen at all this season, and Rasul Douglas, who isn't on injured reserve, thankfully.
We need Douglas back.
Yeah.
Sad to see Brent's go down, man. He's been playing his ass off. I like that kid.
Yeah. Angels in the outfield pushing field goals is wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Gator said we need cohesion on the offensive line, which is right. The only guy I would swap out right now is Strange because I don't think cohesion has helped him in the least bit.
No.
I would put Brunskill there if Brunskill wasn't doing such a damn good job being the pulling sixth man.
Yeah,
You
you don't mess with that.
Yeah. Don't even know what that means, but okay, I put it up there anyways. What do you say? What do you say we get into our key takeaways from this one?
Let's do it.
As we go through the takeaways, guys, let us know if you agree or disagree, or if you have another takeaway that you thought was more important than the ones we were about to talk about. These are our structured takeaways from the game, not just our raw reactions, but stuff that we actually put some thought into for more than 3 seconds of our day.
And air quotes.
Either yesterday or today. Let's talk number 3, buddy. It's none other than our head coach on the hot seat, Mike McDaniel. To me, he was back to his old self in this game. I thought that the play calling left a lot to be desired. We turned to bubble screen central in the worst possible times.
100%.
Once again, we took timeouts at awkward times. Made no sense. And then 4th and goal on the 1-yard line.
Yeah, what was that, dude?
Washington has no timeouts left. There's less than 2 minutes on the clock, so they don't even get the 2-minute warning timeout. And we go for it on 4th and 1, which I'll be honest, at the time I was a fan of. I wanted to go for the jugular. I thought with great confidence that Ollie was going to get that in. And then Mike decided, you know what we'll do? We'll run behind Cole Strange. That'll do it. That'll be the ticket. He's only been getting abused by the Washington defense all game. But let's run behind Cole Strange. And then look shocked when it doesn't work. Taylor said in our chat, this was one of the worst decisions he's made all season long. Do you agree?
Oh, 1,000% yes. Yeah. I think this might be one of his worst decisions ever. From a simple fact that if we can see where the weakness is on our offensive line, you have to believe that they can, for fuck's sake. These are like
you would think
professional fucking football players and coaches. Like if we are sitting and watching it on our TV, like, oh, hope they don't run behind Brunskill because he sucks ass. Or not Brunskill, Cole Strange.
Yeah.
And then they turn around and run behind. I mean, I don't know. Like this, if I saw somewhere, I don't remember where I saw it, but I do believe if we lost this game, it would have been because of this decision, and Mike would have been fired immediately. I do believe that. I think he is on a game-to-game kind of basis here, right?
I've been waiting with bated breath all day for the news to come across my phone that he was fired.
Yeah, he won. They won't fire him. Ross desperately wants to hold on to him until the end of the year, because we are in a little bit of a run here, and we do have a slate of very winnable games.
But what does that buy you?
Hey, it's not our decision, right? I'm just saying, like that. I mean, that's what's being reported. I don't know if it's true or not. I have no. I'm not friends with Mike McDaniel. I don't want to be friends with Mike McDaniel.
I would run away. I would literally move countries if that happened.
And then I'll follow you to Spain.
One thing I want to point out, and because people will say, well, what's the point, right? What's the point? We don't have a good backup. We don't have a good coach that could come in and take over for him. Here's the point. The Giants let Daboll go last week.
Yep.
Right? Brian Daboll, for whatever reason, signed off on Jackson Dart. That was his guy.
Okay.
Signed off on signing Jameis Winston. Signed off on signing Russell Wilson. Went on, despite everything we've seen from Russell Wilson the past few years, as awful as he's been, to start Russell Wilson for 4 games.
Yeah.
Before putting Jackson Dart in. And then, when Dart gets hurt, he's putting Russell Wilson in. And the first thing we see when Mike Kafka takes over, is Russ is sent to the bench and Jameis Winston's put in the game. And I think that's the difference. These guys sitting behind the coach are not in the tunnel that the head coach is in. And sometimes they will make decisions that get guys playing who we think should be playing, and maybe guys who actually should be playing. And guys on our team that I think should be playing more, and we've started to see them play more. Zeke Biggers, Jordan Phillips, Kenneth Grant, all should be playing over Benito Jones. Sorry, Benito, I know you worked really hard. You were an undrafted free agent. You worked your way up, but you're not the future here.
Right, exactly.
You're on a 1-year deal. You're out the door at the end of the season because we drafted 3 freaking defensive tackles. And we signed Sealer to a long-term thing. And then if you're looking at the backup quarterback who've been swapping to QB2 all year round, I bet that changes. I bet Tua maybe even gets benched. what the difference is that the head coach, when they are hitting that panic button, like Mike McDaniel is, absolutely, if you don't believe he's hitting the panic button, just watch, man.
Of course he is.
He knows that his job is on the line.
Of course he does. If he doesn't, I mean, what that tells me a lot more about him.
Right.
Than
So he is making decisions on emotion. He is making decisions on being as conservative as he possibly can to try to salvage anything he can because he is stuck here, right? And all the coaches around him are outside of that tunnel thinking, why aren't you doing this? Or why aren't you making this change? Or why aren't you adjusting this play to do this instead of doing that, right? That's the difference. The longer we keep him here in this stalemate sort of role, the worse it's going to get. And maybe we win some games and maybe we finish with 7 wins and then we end up with the 13th overall pick in the draft again. And all that really does for us is delay the inevitable just a little bit longer.
I mean, yeah, I agree with you, right? With all of that. I care. I don't really give a shit about where we draft this year. If we're going to go on a run, cool. Let's go on a run. Fuck it. Because I want to see some of the players that I personally think are foundational players or players that I would like to see on this team long term in the next phase of this rebuild of this franchise. I want to see them get as much quality play as possible. And I also want to solidify the poor players that are starting, Tua, for example, because they're gonna keep. Mike's not gonna bench Tua. I mean, unless we rattle off a handful of losses in a row, then maybe, because we're getting to the end of the season, and why not?
Yeah.
But there needs to be definitive proof with this with the higher ups in this organization, because they're not, for whatever reason, they look at Tua as, and I'm reading between the lines here, as the guy still, as a guy, potential guy. Maybe he just hit a rocky spot. Maybe there's a bad team around him. Maybe it was Chris Greer's fault, whatever the case is. I just, if we're going to look, let's ride the roller coaster. I'm cool with it. If Mike stays till the end of the year, cool, whatever. Okay, he needs to. Mike has done a lot of good in this league in his tenure in Miami. If you look at a lot of the offenses across, and I will credit Kyle Krabs with this comment, and I'm paraphrasing, but if you look around the NFL, the majority of offenses have taken parts of Mike McDaniel's offense and incorporated into. So he is a difference maker. He has changed the NFL's offense, which means that he was a very good offensive mind. The problem is everything that he is, there's a lot that he's not.
Yeah.
And we have said it on the show. You've said it in various ways. Mike McDaniel is going to be a phenomenal offensive coordinator at his next stop, and will be, in my opinion, at least, a better head coach on the second team that he's a head coach for. Because hopefully he's taking everything that he learns here, all of the good, all of the bad, and will apply it to the next team.
I'd be surprised if he gets another. Sorry, I would just be surprised if he gets another head coaching job, and not even because of his coaching, just because of the way he carries himself. I do not think there's many owners.
Yes, Miami or bust.
Right. I don't think there's many other owners out there that would.
You don't think his style and his stuff will be good in Cleveland?
No. Certainly none of the Midwest teams. There's 0% chance.
Pittsburgh, he wouldn't.
None of the Texas teams.
He won't replace Tomlin. Is that what I'm hearing?
You're looking at a California team or like Seattle, maybe. But
Portland.
Yeah, I mean, that's it.
But let me ask you a question. So what I was alluding to earlier about my stance changing on Mike McDaniel was that he has done a lot of good in his time here, and he has made his imprint and put his thumbprint on the NFL's offense, because there's been a lot of stuff that was taken from him. I have not changed on the fact that I think he needs to go. Yeah. But I do want to ask you a question, and the chat, please chime in here, because I'm very curious to hear your guys' thoughts, because I do have a very strong opinion about this, which I will not share until later. Do you think that this is more of a Mike McDaniel problem, this being what we are witnessing as Dolphins football this year, or do you think that it is more on Tua?
Oh, beginning of the year, I thought it was Mike all the way.
Yeah.
Past 3 or 4 games, it's a Tua problem. We have a quarterback who has nothing going for him right now.
Yeah.
He has, seeing him in front of the mic, in front of the media, I wonder if he's even all there half the time.
bro, did you watch that clip that sent
Yeah.
us in the chat? Like,
It's honestly
what is he saying?
It's like a child is answering the questions. It's
Yeah.
really concerning. And I know Jorge's been saying it for a while that the concussions
Yep.
have caught up to him, and I usually just kind of dismiss it, but I think he might be onto something.
Yeah, I don't know. What was the question? They were like, well, if you could play another
Play
game
anywhere else in Europe, where would you play? And he said Hawaii.
and he's like, oh, I mean, I know that's and he said, listen to this, chat. I don't know if you guys have seen this video, but it's somewhere. You go find it on Dolphins Media on Twitter, I think is where it was. But they were like, somebody post game was like, if you could play anywhere in Europe next time, where would it be? And he said Hawaii. And then he like took a minute, paused, and said, oh, I mean, I know Hawaii is in the United States. Okay, so if I could play anywhere in Europe, it would be Jerusalem. Yeah, Jerusalem would be cool to play.
Wouldn't it? He asked the media, wouldn't it? Jerusalem.
Yeah, Jerusalem's known for as a big sports,
big football place, big football. Jesus and the apostles, they'll all be there too.
That's hilarious, dude.
What else was I gonna say? You made a point before that I wanted to piggyback on.
Sorry.
Oh, to the point of winning and not caring about draft pick. I do care where we pick, by the way, because I think that we have picked in a mediocre spot for so long.
Sure.
And I want to give a new GM as good a pick as they can possibly handle.
Of course. Please understand that that's
I know, but
I don't give a shit. But
my point is, I do not care if we're winning if we're starting the young guys. Because that means we have something in the young guys, right? That means there's talent there that are capable of winning. But as long as we're still starting veterans who don't have a future here, the winning is useless to me.
Yeah.
To them, it's a big deal. And I see you all in the chat talking about, them smiling and them being happy in their mental state. There is very much a human side to this. But understand that I'm here to opine on the state of the team, not the state of the people on the team.
Yeah.
And the state of the team is not good, in my opinion.
Shambles. Yeah.
Yeah.
There are some bright spots and there are some foundational pieces and there are some really good young talent, but you're right. This team from top to bottom, objectively, is in shambles.
Yeah. Let's go to the chat, by the way, before we get to key number 2. Because there's lots of good stuff going on in here.
I'm excited for takeaway number 2, man.
Takeaway number 2 is good because it was a strength for us once upon a time. 100%, he would have had to get his own plane ticket home if we lost that game.
100%.
Yeah, for sure. How much better will... this I don't know. Because we saw guys return from injury here against Washington, right? And maybe it's coincidence. But we went from beating Buffalo with the squad we had last week to now facing Washington with a few guys coming back healthy who were supposed to help us improve. And we played significantly worse. I don't know if this is a cohesion issue, like we mentioned before, or just a coincidence of flying overseas to and all that other stuff that goes into that. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah. So, and I said it, in the preview show for this game, going overseas, it's not, it wipes the slate it's a 50-50 game. There's no home field advantage. Everyone is out of their element. Everyone is off of their routine. Everyone is away from home. They're jet lagged. It's a new stadium, different grass, different fans, different air, different food, so I will be curious to see how we come out next week or after the bye against New Orleans. If we look like we did against Washington, then yes, I think, maybe bench those players that came back, because go back to what was working. It's very hard to analyze a team when they're playing overseas.
True.
Which is why I'm not a huge fan. I'm a fan of the idea and what it represents and what it allows other fan bases to get brought into the fold and see games without having to come over here. What I'm not a fan of is the 4 or 5 games. So 8 to 10 teams that have to play overseas in a season. Basically, it's a shitty week for them.
Yeah, I really enjoy the process too. I think they have to figure out logistically a better way to do it.
Yeah, of course.
I do. I am of the rare opinion that I do hope there's an overseas team at some point. I don't know how that would work. Obviously, that team would not have a very good advantage, or it would be at a big disadvantage.
Home field would be an advantage.
I guess, yeah. But anyways, I think huge shout out to Kosa. That stadium was amazing.
Oh,
Those
yes, it was.
fans were electric.
Hmm.
Every time they popped over to a fan view, it was so much fun to see all like the different outfits they were wearing, the
Hmm.
sombreros. There was Mandalorians dressed in
Yep.
like they had the Mandalorian commanders costumes and shit. It
Yep.
was
Did you
I
see
would
there was like a 30-minute segment before the game where they were going around and maybe it was on Dolphins media or Facebook page or something. I can't remember where I saw it, but I saw it, and it was they were interviewing like local fans, meaning
yeah.
from Spain, and they were like, "How did you become a fan? Why are you a Dolphins fan?" It's like, "Oh well, one guy was like." I was dating a girl from Miami and flew down to go see her for a month, and we went to a Dolphins game, and it was when Dan Marino was there, and I've been a fan ever since. Or I really like their colors.
Yeah,
It
I
was
didn't
just
see
really
that.
really cool to
That's
see the
cool.
how overseas fans became fans of the team.
Yeah. I would go to that stadium for any event.
Yeah, I've been to that stadium for a Real Madrid game, and it is fucking.
Have you really? That
Oh yeah,
stadium is
yeah. Well,
fire,
I
dude.
lived in France for 5 years,
I
and
know,
I
but have you
went
been to the
all over.
renovated? It was renovated last year.
Hmm. Oh
Yeah.
no, I haven't. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Last year they did a $1.4 billion renovation on it.
Nope. Yep.
I
I
would
went to the old one.
I'd give some money to go to that. My mouse is stuck. Okay. Mike Kafka's a smart man. Yes, I like Kafka. He obviously wasn't much of a quarterback in the league,
No,
but
he's a good backup.
some of these guys are becoming really good coaches. If you look at
Yeah.
what's the
Yep.
guy down in New Orleans who was the backup quarterback down in Dallas, Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that was funny because I did not think he was going to do so well.
me either. Well, I mean, New Orleans doesn't do it very well, but
Well,
he did good in Philly as the offensive coordinator.
mhm.
Jorge still has some hope, man. He's got the hopium on.
Yeah, and look, I do think. I mean, look, all bullshit aside, if you look at the next 4 games, we should be favored in all of them, not by a lot, and we should win all of them. But will
There's
we?
a
That's a
fat
whole
chance we
nother.
do that.
That's a
I'd
whole
bet my
nother
house
question.
we don't. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, right,
Yeah.
is there's a reason to be to think that okay, hey, we might run a couple wins here in a row. I'm
Yeah.
not saying we will, but there's a good reason to think so.
Absolutely. Blake, thanks for reminding us. Yeah, hit that like button, people. Like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Jorge gave us a goal actually in the chat. If you ever have a goal for us, I mean, we're
Please.
simple people. Just throw it in the chat.
Yep.
We'll make it happen. Jorge gave us a goal of 100 subscribers by the end of November. We are currently at 91 the last time I checked. So if you're watching the show and you're enjoying it or mildly amused by it, hit that like button and hit a subscribe button because that part is free. Actually, there's no part of our show that costs anything yet. So yeah.
No, I mean, and in all honesty, there's 10. It looks like there's 10 folks watching this live. Please take a second, hit that like button, hit that sub button if you're not. We do this for you guys. 2 shows a week. We have a ton of off-season schedules planned. And if we do hit our extended goal, I will take this. I know you hate when I do this, Anthony, but I will take every moment I can because I'm really excited about doing this for the fans. When we hit our stretch goal, which is by February, you're going to have to remind me. I never
February
remember.
11th.
February 11th of 150.
50.
Thank you. 150 subscribers by February 11th. We will be picking somebody at random. That is a subscriber that also comments on one of our shows. Doesn't have to be a regular, just a commenter on one of our shows. And we will be sending you both some show swag as well as some Dolphin swag.
Sweet deal.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet deal. Knock off the Russ game versus New Orleans. I really hope so, but Tyler Shook, he looked pretty good in his first game. And I think did they have a bye this week? I don't know their schedule, but I know Shuck was flinging it to Olave there.
I'll tell you what, man. I was a big fan of him coming out of college.
Me too.
He's going to be a problem next year.
Me too. He's old though. He's just got it, but the quarterback it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Abel's on the same boat as Jorge.
A 26-year-old rookie.
Yeah, 26-year-old rookie. Yeah. Remember when Brandon Whedon came out at 28? Yeah. I don't care. It's quarterback. Who cares? Yep. Seeing their smiles after winning the game felt great. We're not in the locker room. All they want to do, I 100% agree that all they want to do is win. I disagree wholeheartedly with people say that the guys don't want to win. I just don't.
Of course, dude, they wouldn't be putting their body through what they're putting their bodies through if they didn't want to win.
Yeah, I mean,
now whether they can win with Tua or not, that's a whole different story. But
exactly, yeah. Yeah, Kosa agrees too. His injuries are taking its toll.
Mm-hmm.
He's had a lot of injuries.
I say we bring Tanner Conner back to punch him in his eye again.
He played the best after that. Look up Miss Carolina Maps answer. That'll make you laugh at too.
Oh, Jesus. You got it. Consider it done.
Agreed here. I think Washington has a very good coaching staff.
Yeah.
I don't think their owner should be too hasty because of their
No.
rough season.
No, and this is also something. Mike McDaniel and Washington's coach,
Dan Quinn.
Dan Quinn, were together at quite a few stops.
Yep.
They know each other very well.
Yep. Yeah, QB draft this year is not the greatest, but that doesn't mean you
No.
can't get a great player in the top 10, right?
Well, no, I don't think we should be drafting. I mean, look, if the GM if the new GM is falling in love with a guy, take him. But we should be building this team for the next 2 years before we even think about drafting a quarterback.
No, I know, but like if you're in the top 10, if you can get a Miles Garrett or who's that kid in Detroit, like if you can get a difference maker, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like you don't have to take a quarterback. Top 10 difference maker, like that, it's statistically proven that in the top 10 you have a better chance of landing a difference maker than outside of it. So why not take that?
As long as you don't have the number 1 overall pick, because I think there is.
Number 1 overall pick has had some bad. Yeah.
I mean, the percentage of hitting that is bad.
Yeah. Hey, buddy. Have a great night. We will see you on. We are doing a show on Wednesday, even though it's a bye week. I don't know what our topics are going to be yet, but be here, and we'll talk about it.
Yes.
And my wife subscribed. It doesn't mean you're not entered in the contest, Holly. So
yes, she is. Yes, she is. She won't win, but she's in it. And really quick, if you can go back to Mad Greek's comment and pop it back up, please. If you haven't gone and checked out his channel, he puts out some really unique content that is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, Sports Night
with George.
With Jorge.
Sorry.
Also, does some great content. I was laughing internally because Josh wants to keep calling you George.
I know it's a bad habit. I'm so sorry.
I love it. Chris Winkie in FSU, he did come out old too.
Yes, and I am a Florida State grad, so I respect that.
This would. I mean, they don't really make these anymore, but it would be nice.
Yeah, no shit. The next Dan Marino. How about the next Dan Marino? I'll take that.
Yeah. O-line first. I am not a proponent of taking O-line in the top 10 anymore. I don't think that O-linemen are that good in the top 10 anymore. I'd much rather have a difference-making wide receiver, pass rusher, whatever.
Cornerback, linebacker, safety.
Yeah.
Cough, Caleb Downs coming out of, you'll see. We'll talk about him later.
We should probably get to takeaway number 2. The chat has been lighting up, so we've been like on chat for a while now, which is fantastic. We love it so much.
The whole reason we do it.
Let's go to takeaway number 2. Red zone and short yardage issues are still very much a problem. This was actually our strength early on in the season when we were losing. Now that we're winning, it's a weakness. It makes no sense to me. How do you start winning when you start getting worse in the red zone? But Josh, I'm going to throw this one over to you and let you take it away.
Yeah, I mean, look, in this game specifically, 3 drives inside the 5, and only 1 touchdown. It's not sustainable football. You can't win like that, right? When you're in the lower red zone, you have to get touchdowns, not field goals, because last time I checked, 7 points is more than 3.
Oh, it is.
I believe so. I mean, I could be wrong. And the way our defense has been up and down, we cannot afford to continuously get 3 points instead of 7. Or 6, I guess, would be the correct term, because those 6 are only guaranteed. You still got to kick the 7th, but you know what I mean? Yeah. If we were 1 56-yard kick away from losing, and it was because both our quarterback and our head coach screwed us in the lower red zone. And by lower red zone, for those of you that aren't crazy football people, 5 yards in. Or 10 yards in. Sorry, 10 yards in. And I don't know. I think we need to figure out what was working before. Ooh, pick me, coach. I know. How about running the ball?
Hey, that really worked to get us into the red zone. But we don't want to do it in the red zone.
No, God forbid.
No,
God forbid. And I think what I'm hoping for, and I know this is asking a lot of Mike McDaniel because he has shown that he can't really do it, is during this bye week. And I don't know where you sit with this, because I don't know where you sit with changing things up on the fly, because I can see both sides of the fence, but we need to rework the red zone menu. And by red zone menu, I mean the red zone plays that are called in certain circumstances, because the short yardage plan in this game showed me that we were getting outcoached night and day. And it's just not sustainable football. You cannot continue to, if we want to string some games together and continue to win games, we have got to score touchdowns, not field goals.
100% agree. I don't really have too much to add to that. I mean, when I was doing the live stream with Frozen, I said to him, I was like, hey, on our previous show, we literally emphasized the fact that if we were sitting here kicking field goals to go up 9-0, we were going to lose this game.
Yep. And what did they do?
Because that's just like, had been our MO, right? And then, of course, that's exactly what we did. And it makes no sense. First of all, if you don't want to run the ball for whatever reason, because we've joked about this before, if we're playing Madden and I have a play against you that is working really, really well, I'm going to keep picking that play until you stop it. Mike McDaniel's the opposite. He's like, oh, that worked real good.
We have to surprise him with something new.
Yeah, let's try something else. Let's do something else.
You just did it 3 times in a row, and we got 10 yards, 11 yards, and 12 yards.
It's like, hey, Devon Achane runs it really well on the stretch play to the right side. Man, I don't really want to do that again, but I'm gonna keep it in the back of my mind. Yeah. Maybe I'll come back to it later.
And the criminal misuse of our tight ends in the red zone is enough to make me want to punch somebody, like punch an infant.
I was just about to say that.
Because
I don't want to punch an infant, but yeah,
I won't punch your infant. I'll punch somebody else's infant.
Pick somebody else's. That's fine.
Right. But it's just one of those things where, look, I know Waller is, and Hayes. Almost crazy. Yeah, please, God, I just threw up in my mouth.
I have nightmares about these.
I mean, Jorge just said it, right? Totally agree that missing. Yeah, there you go. Sorry, my mouse wasn't working either.
We're not missing him. The coach won't throw it to him.
Well, Waller's injured.
No, but we got Dolchik.
Yeah, and that was my point, right? It's like you have Dolchik and you have a taller receiver in Westbrook. Yep, there we go. Abel took the words right out of my mouth.
He's collecting money on the bench. He's doing just fine.
I mean, hey, I would love that gig.
Just fine.
And what do we do instead? And this is not a shade to Malik Washington. It's not a shade to Taj Washington. It's not a shade to anyone, or even Achane. We're throwing it to smaller players when bigger players are required to make plays in the lower red zone or in the red zone. And it's infuriating. Look, for everything Achane is, what he's not a consistent power runner. Why are we running him up the gut 2 times in a row?
2-yard line.
At the 2-yard line. Yeah. When it's a clear blitz.
And then you give it to Ali on 4th down.
It's insane to me. Like, and this is all, again, we've said this so many times. It's getting infuriating to feel like we're repeating ourselves. And I'm sorry, chat, for you guys hearing the same shit from us over and over again. This is fundamental football kind of shit that Mike McDaniel and this team seemingly cannot get together. And it's just infuriating.
Listen, why throw it to the 6'4", 245-pound Greg Dolchik when you can throw it to the 5'8", 195-pound Malik Washington?
I mean,
no brainer.
I would throw it 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage to Taj Washington.
Well, you could do that and watch him fumble. He hasn't had a play since that, which is a real bummer.
Criminal. And I use that word a lot with this fucking organization. But
truthfully, if I were Mike, right, and they just fired the GM, and now I can pretty much do whatever I want, I'm cutting Westbrook Akine. I'm throwing Taj in there to see if I have anything. It's a 7th round pick. Maybe you don't have anything, but at least find out for sure.
I'm throwing the other 7th round pick in too.
Right. Biggers is going to be out there.
I'm benching Tua.
Phillips is going to be out there. Tua is going to be on the bench. I am going to take control and do what I want to do. Chris Greer ain't here no more. Right. And to your point, it's the basic football fundamentals that, like, if you feel like you can understand it as a fan, hey, we're on the 3-yard line and we have one running back who's 6'1", 230 pounds, and another running back who's 5'10", 190. Maybe we should run it with this guy over here.
Yeah.
That seems pretty basic. We don't need to know anything about football. You don't need to know X's and O's. You don't need to know what an A gap is or anything. You just know that this is the big guy. This is the small guy. And if you're facing a goal line defense, maybe run it with the big guy.
Yeah.
Or maybe pass it to the big guy.
Or how about a fullback sneak every now and then? Nobody sees that shit coming.
Who was that? Who's here? Gator, was it you? He had a four touch parlay on Ingold. He had no touches.
Oh shit, that sucks. That sucks really bad. Sorry, dude.
It was hilarious though. When he said it at the beginning of the game, he's like, "All right, I need Ingold 4 touches." I'm like, "I don't think you're getting that, but I don't think you're getting that."
You should have gotten it. If we're being completely honest with ourselves,
Probably.
You should have gotten it.
Probably. I don't even know what the point of Ingold is anymore. I mean, we don't use him for anything.
He's a hell of a blocker, man.
I guess
he's one of my favorite. He's one of my favorite fucking players on this team, though.
The one throw that Tua did make to Dolchik, he somehow threw it out of his wingspan. How did you manage that?
I don't know, dude. We could spend multiple weeks talking about how bad Tua is, but instead,
let's
get to Tua.
We're gonna talk about Tua here in a second. McDaniel isn't I love that Kosa hates McDaniel as much as I do. It makes me so happy on the inside. True Blazer, welcome in, buddy.
Hey.
I haven't seen enough football to know that's really bad coach. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly.
I mean, if we can see it.
I mean, we probably watch more football than them on the up and up because they just watch their guys and their team. I'm watching everybody.
At this point, I feel like I can break down this Dolphins team better than any one of our coaches.
Isn't even a coordinator much like. I mean, you might be right here. We'll see. He's going to get a chance to be a coordinator after this stint.
I agree with 50% of this. I think he's a hell of an offensive coordinator. I think if he could just worry about that, he didn't have to worry about personnel decisions and lunch schedules and coaching schedules and all of the other crap that comes in as a head coach. And he didn't have to talk to the media, and he could just sit there and work on his plays with the players that he's given. He is going to be an amazing offensive coordinator.
That was Gator here.
Yep. Sorry, dude. That's rough.
Yeah, he did not have a turnover, although he did throw it up to be turned over.
I mean, look, if that's the metric that we're grading our starting $53 million quarterback, it's a failed project.
We got the ball back on, I want to say, the 50-yard line. And the first play that we did, Tua threw the ball up to a triple-covered Jalen Waddle.
Yep.
Didn't even look.
That's what happens when you force it.
I'm
sorry. Arm punt.
Yeah. On first down. We did not talk about this. And thank you for joining us, Green Rat 100. And this is actually a really good point. We're trying to run the clock out. And I don't know if it was just momentum or what it was, but not a very good football play by H.N. there running out of bounds.
It sure was not.
One of the few mistakes we see from a young player still, but this was definitely... There was so much bad in this game, to be honest, that I actually forgot about this. So thank you for bringing it up and calling it out.
And I feel like he also made up for it with everything else that he does. But yes, agree with you 100%.
Listen, his near 200-yard game is nothing. Okay, Josh? Everybody does that.
I guess.
Arm punt on first down, baby. Let's go. That's how you win. Air ball.
So bad.
Let's get to Tua, by the way. Let's take away number one, guys. If you were with me on the live show, on Frozen Fins Fans live show yesterday, you saw me have a very near mental breakdown about the state of our starting quarterback. And I may as well have one again here. Tua Tagovailoa, takeaway number one. Tua Tagovailoa is now become a liability to this offense. He no longer is the best fit at running this offense. He no longer is the best fit at running Mike McDaniel's scheme. And he no longer is somebody that should be trusted to go out on that field and lead this football team to another down of football. Because he cannot and will not do what it takes to win. These wins that we have, these 3 or 4 wins, he has less than 200 yards in all those games.
Crazy, isn't it?
The running game won those games. Devon Achane won those games. Tua Tagovailoa is a liability. On 3 separate drives in this game, he single-handedly destroyed the drive. 2 of those drives were actually good drives. One of them was a 3-and-out, so whatever. 2 of those drives, we were actually driving down the field and in scoring position to score a touchdown, not a field goal. You remember what those are?
I think so.
One of them, I'll admit, somebody missed a block. Okay, throw it out of bounds. Nope. Take a sack 15 yards back. That's better. That's a much better decision. Very good job. Almost putting us out of field goal range, by the way. Thankfully, Riley Patterson was able to connect on that one. The second one, he does, in fact, break out of the sack. Great job, Tua. You broke out of a sack. Roll out a little bit. If you can't find anybody, throw it out of bounds. Oh, I mean, no. Roll out a little bit and then take the sack anyways. Oh, yeah, that's what we did. I forgot. Yeah, that was smart football. Really, really smart football. This man does not have an inkling of situational awareness in his brain. He may know a lot about football. I bet if you put us on a whiteboard together, he would destroy me. Completely agree. He probably should. He's a starting quarterback in the NFL. But in situations where we need him to pick up the team and win a game or make a play, get a little Mahomes in you, get a little Josh Allen in you. Nowhere to be found. Nowhere. He's awful. And it sucks because I love Tua. I wanted him over Herbert. And I got him over Herbert, and I was pumped, and I bought his jersey immediately. So this is not coming from a guy who's been anti-Tua the whole time. I have loved him. I've wanted him to work out more than anybody. I have stand for him more than anybody. But you can't sit here and watch the football that he's played this year and tell me that he's still got something in the tank. There's nothing in the tank. It's empty. In fact, if there's something lower than empty, that's where it is. Because Tua is worse for this offense than what Shedeur Sanders was for the Cleveland Browns on Sunday. He went 4 of 16. Tua, let's see what he did. Let's go statistically. 14 of 20. That sounds not so bad. 170 yards.
Against a depleted Washington team.
Against a defense that was missing virtually half its starters. If we look at Tua on the year, right? Let's go to the game log real quick. I made a little statistical, and I don't do this often, so I apologize if you don't like stats. 114 yards against Indy, 146 against Buffalo, 177 against the Jets, 100 against Cleveland. 100.
100.
100. 173 against Buffalo, 171 against Washington.
Do you think that would have been a little bit more palatable because he would have been over 200 if Waddle didn't drop those 2 drops? Do you think that would have made it any better? Because not to me. I mean, I think stats lie all the time.
No. Yeah, because statistically, I don't think I know I just read off a bunch of stats, but if you watch the player on the field, the stats don't matter. Dude, he just looks awful.
He's horrible.
He looks like Sam Darnold did seeing ghosts in New York. Now, Sam Darnold, credit to him, he looks outside of this past game. He's been looking much better. But Tua looks completely and totally out of his element.
Yeah. And what's really frustrating with Tua is what he was touted to be. And like you, it's well known, well documented. Unfortunately, I was a Tua guy as well. I wanted him over Herbert as well. 100%. I bought his jersey just like you. I bought it pre-sale. I had a custom jersey made before it was out. Because I genuinely thought I loved what I saw in college. I thought it was going to translate. And I fought the good fight for many years up until last year. What's really frustrating with him is what he's touted to be is cerebral. When he's in the pocket, he's calm and he's accurate. He's none of those things anymore. Zero. He's not cerebral because he's doing the shit that you just said he was doing. He's taking sacks, not throwing the ball. I would love for him to start throwing the ball away, but he seemingly can't do it.
It's like he doesn't know how.
God forbid a defensive player gets within his visual vicinity, right? If he's on the field and he sees it, if he sees somebody from the sideline sneeze, he starts dancing around and looks at his feet and can't play football. And his mechanics have deteriorated before our eyes.
Terrible.
And it is something
back foot.
It's something that is, I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if it is the concussions. I've had more concussions than I can count, probably because of said concussions. So I understand that The more you have, the more easier they are to have. There are such things as micro concussions, or there's a technical term for it, but that's what I call them.
Sure.
And I get it, right? But what's really confusing to me is a player that was so mechanically sound coming out of college and was very mechanical, had very good mechanics rather, for the last couple years up until last year, has seemingly forgot how to play football at every major level of your skills. And it's sad. And the fact that we're still putting him in a position to do that is what I think is really frustrating to me, because to your point, you look at what he did on the field in this game, and let's just look at this game.
Yeah.
Every single thing that you said was preventable.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of preventing it like a normal starting quarterback can, he throws the ball into triple coverage. He takes a bad sack. He takes another bad sack. He almost fumbles the ball. He throws a God prayer ball up that, should have been intercepted. It's just a ton of shit. And you're just like, dude, can you stop? Can you just stop?
I don't think there will be a change at quarterback. Just let me be clear before I go into this next part. But many people in the chat said this during the live stream, so I don't want to take full credit for it. You know who you are if you were saying it. Mike McDaniel soft bench Tua at the end of this game.
Mm-hmm.
We had 2 drives. We had 3 drives total at the end of the game. One of them I'm not counting because there was 12 seconds left and it was a Hail Mary drive, but we can't throw a Hail Mary because we don't have a quarterback who can throw a Hail Mary. So we had 2 legitimate drives, one in overtime, one at the end of the game. There was 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. Tua had just come off another drive where he took a sack inexplicably and ended the drive for us. So on the next drive that we get the ball back, we ran the ball 8 times for 39 yards. That was the drive where we got stuffed on the 1-yard line instead of taking the points. 0 passes. Not a single pass in that drive. 8 carries, 39 yards. Drain the clock down to seconds left.
Mm-hmm.
In overtime, Jack Jones gets the interception on the first play of overtime.
Hell of a play, by the way.
Great play. But we're slightly out of field goal range at that point. We could have made it, but it was stretching it. We ran 3 plays on offense. All rushes. 22 yards. 3 times for 22 yards. We kicked the game-winning field goal. That's 11 plays with no pass from Tua for 51 yards. 61 yards. You keep telling me not to do math on the fly, and I don't listen.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Not a single pass after the 5-minute mark. I know that he didn't officially bench Tua, but the play calling tells another story. Tua was soft benched, and I am curious what that leads to. Maybe nothing. Maybe nothing. More than likely nothing. There's a 95% chance that leads to nothing, right? 95% chance, but there's a 5% chance it leads to something.
Yeah, I mean, if his biggest, advocate is soft benching him, I mean, Mike McDaniel is the Tua, the Tua stan.
Yeah.
And if he's getting fed up with it, I wonder when we might see a change.
That's what I'm saying. At what point? We see this all the time, right? Yeah. We see head coaches and quarterbacks tied at the hip all the time. His career is tied to his career. At what point does Mike decide enough is enough and cut that rope?
Yeah, honestly, I think it's going to take probably 2 or 3 straight losses, because then I think it comes from the top saying everyone's gone. And
if we lose to the Saints, do you see a quarterback change?
No, I don't see a quarterback change until I see a head coach change.
Interesting.
I don't. Tell me I'm wrong. I mean, please convince me. I want to be wrong.
I can't convince you.
I just don't think Mike McDaniel has the balls, and I say that deliberately, to make a quarterback change, because he is tied to Tua. Tua is tied to him. They are attached to the hip. And for whatever reason, we all know Mike is stubborn. He refuses to make any sort of changes to his scheme. And to an already overcomplicated scheme, he just adds complexities to it. And the same goes for Tua. And Tua can do no wrong in Mike McDaniel's eyes. Now, I do think it's interesting that we're starting to see the frustration bubble up with Mike McDaniel as we get closer to the end of what I presume to be his tenure with Miami, him being Mike McDaniel. But from a benching standpoint, Anthony, I want to see a change. I wanted to see a change 2 weeks ago.
The chat has a lot of good points here too, and I'm going to get to it in a second.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting. I think if you're Mike and you're saying to yourself, okay, New Orleans, the Jets, the Steelers, the Bengals, 4 winnable games,
very much,
and you come out and Tua lays an egg against New Orleans, you have a very difficult decision to make.
But I don't think they have the wherewithal to make that decision. I agree with you.
And that tells you everything you need to know about the coach.
I agree with you. I think it should happen. It should have happened a while ago.
That's
because I think
Chad doesn't fully agree with us, and I get it. That's fine.
I mean, look, do I think that Tua has a better arm on his best day than both of our backup quarterbacks? Yes. But do I think this is Tua's best day? The furthest thing from it. Yeah. And again, for those of you that have joined late, we were both Tua guys. This is not coming from people that have hated Tua our entire lives. We've loved Tua until recently.
No, on our previous podcast, we argued a lot for Tua.
Yeah. It's just one of those things where the product that we are seeing on the field, we are seeing a loss of accuracy, a loss of mechanics, a loss of footwork, loss of situational awareness. You can't compete with that. That is too much of a handicap to expect a team to get out of.
And if you're still a Tua fan, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I am
absolutely
100% support of people supporting their quarterback, but I want reasons. I want reasons. Don't just tell me you think he still got something. That's not a good reason. Give me reasons why you're still a Tua fan.
Shots fired.
All right. D-Dub, welcome in, buddy. Good to see you. D-Dub was on the live stream.
Yep. What's up, D-Dub?
91st subscription. Really
Hell
appreciate
yeah,
that,
I am
buddy.
familiar with D-Dub from Frozen. Absolutely.
Yeah, buddy. True Blazer says when DC's game plan versus Miami, it's a disadvantage because of Tua's limitations. I would agree with that. Yeah. Tua was shocked he was able to evade the rush to sides.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh shit!"
He did look surprised, bro.
Wait, was that the one where he escaped and then just started walking?
He just started walking. He was like, "Oh, well, I guess." Well, I don't know what happened.
I will be honest. Okay, now I don't want to ruin the joke here, but I do think it was because there was a flag on that play as well, and I think.
But did he know that the play was live still?
But that's my thing. There was no whistle. So what the fuck are you doing, dude? What are you doing?
Yeah, there was actually 3 Waddle drops in total. 2 of them were game changers. So that has to be said. When we're talking about Tua, that has to be said. His number 1 wide receiver let him down a little bit in this one.
Yep.
What self-awareness is good. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess so. He only trusts Waddle, but the rest of his receivers' hesitation is terrible. Yeah, I mean, we've seen Dolchik and Washington do great things. I don't know what the problem is there.
Well, he trusts Achane more than he
trusts Achane too.
Anyone other than Waddle, which is understandable.
This is true, Green Rat, and I agree to a certain extent. There's still a lot of missed opportunities out in the field.
Yeah.
I knew the Sanders comment was going to get under somebody's skin. I like Shador. I'm a rare person who likes Shador, but it was the first person that popped in my head when I thought of somebody who had a bad weekend. I guess I should have went with Sam Darnold actually. So he doubts himself mentally and cannot do the things physically. I think his hip is getting worse and his head is too clouded with doubt. You were probably dead on with the mental aspect of it for sure. Physically, I have no idea. His body must hurt. His body must hurt. Costas owns 3 to his jerseys. He's going to start using them to do chores around the house.
Yeah, that's funny.
Because the third world dork countries don't want them either.
Yeah. Well, or you can do what I did, Costa, which is I had a bunch of Tannehill jerseys. I bought Waddle's nameplate and just went to my local dry cleaner and had him stitch it on the back.
That's a great idea.
Yep.
Great idea. Yeah, Gator probably had a few. Yeah, football in fullback in high school. You probably had more than a couple, buddy.
Yep.
He should be benched, man. He should be benched.
Yep.
Yeah. Costa not a fan of Shador.
Neither am I.
The caps. Look at the caps.
Neither am I. Shador is a fucking shit show.
Choke away, gift it, win at home. Okay. The best attribute of the offensive line is run blocking. Combine that with the discharge of 2, it adds to confirmation of soft benching. Yeah, I think 1000%. Green Rat does not agree with us, and I haven't seen his latest stuff, so I'm interested to get to it.
Yep.
True Blazer thinks it was an accident. I don't know about that, True. I don't know. He has a better arm than the Mud Dog. Who's the Mud Dog's keeper? Oh, the Water Boy.
Oh, yep.
Yeah. Yeah, best guy. uh,
All right, so here's the plan, guys. We're gonna do
well,
this.
nobody's saying that he's not our best quarterback, but
Yeah.
that's not saying much.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about a 7th round rookie and a failed 1st round top 2
Yeah.
draft pick.
Three guys enter a bar. One has 100 starts in the NFL, and the other two don't have any. Which one is the better quarterback?
Yeah, but I think Greenrat, all tongue in cheek, joking aside, I can see where you're coming from. But the problem is, Tua is the best quarterback of the 3 when he's playing well.
Yeah.
The problem is he's not playing well. You can't look at the product that Tua has put on the field since the first Buffalo game and think that, okay, yeah, he's got it together because of everything that we've talked about so far. And I won't rehash it. And I'm not trying to disagree with you personally, or look, if you believe Tua's the guy, I support the hell out of you. I have been a Tua guy since we drafted him until this year, well, until middle of last year. And
with one caveat.
Yeah. I just, we don't, and the thing is, we don't know. I'm not saying Quinn Ewers is the future quarterback. I'm not saying he's even going to be an NFL player by talent level. Well, we don't know because we haven't seen him.
Yeah. QB situation is certainly an indictment on Greer. It has been for years.
Jesus. This whole team has been an indictment on Greer.
Yeah. Yep. Concussions. Greer never wanted. He never wanted viable. That came after the Brian Flores situation. He overcorrected.
Yeah, he did.
After the Ryan Fitzpatrick and Tua drama where Flores wouldn't start Tua, Flores wouldn't start Tua, Greer overcorrected.
Yep.
And he never brought in a quarterback to compete again.
Never. He didn't want to, and he didn't want to risk rocking the waters and the media blowing it out of proportion. Yeah. And it's just, that's not the way to GM a team. I'm sorry. Like at a certain point, this is business.
Yeah.
If you can't beat players, insert player's name, then you're not the starting quarterback. I don't know what to tell you.
Exactly. Yeah. If you're too soft to even have a competition. Yeah.
Go back.
McDaniel isn't the coach for Miami, perhaps elsewhere.
Wait till you see D-Dub's comment here.
I just saw it. Yeah. I can't wait to get to it. The swap names with the Ginn jersey. You should talk to Frozen about that, Coach.
Please.
The water. We got it. It took us a sec.
Sorry.
I don't understand this either, honestly. Does he not trust him to know when to throw it deep? So he's like, hey, if you see this look, throw it deep. No matter what.
I don't know. I don't understand their dynamic, if I'm being honest with you.
No. Go back to where is he anyways? He's done, right? I mean, he hasn't officially retired, but he didn't get signed anywhere.
Nope.
I don't even know what this is to, but thank you. I love being correct.
All of it. We are 100% correct.
So that's our top 3 takeaways, or our biggest 3 takeaways from this game. Mike McDaniel was back to his old self, and it was very unfortunate. The red zone and short yardage issues are becoming a huge problem now. A few weeks in a row that this has been an issue. Thankfully, in the Bills game, it didn't matter because Achane ripped off a few long runs at the end to clinch it. And Tua is nothing short of a liability at this point. Can he still turn it around? Sure. He's got defenses to turn it around against. I think that Pittsburgh's defense is starting to improve, so that's going to be dangerous. But yeah. We know. That's why the joke was so funny. We were not Tannehill guys.
No, we sure won't. I mean, I say that having had 3 jerseys of his, but they were all Christmas gifts, so they didn't know.
I liked him at the beginning too. I will give any rookie the 3 years, and then by end of the year 3, I know what I know, right? Yeah. And that's it. And then steel sharp and steel. You want the best 53.
Yep.
Yeah. Not a big drop off of QB. Unfortunately, we have a massive one. Well, we used to have a massive one. Not looking so bad this year.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, it was Tannehill and
I couldn't even tell you.
Matt Moore, dude. Hey.
Oh, that's true.
Hey, don't you shade Matt Moore. How dare you?
Who ended up paying him, right? After he left us.
Kansas City.
Some Kansas City pay.
Yeah. And he played with it was before Mahomes. And then he backed him. I think he backed him up. I don't know. Don't quote me on that.
We'll see. Legends and letdowns, buddy. We're going to just kind of pop through this because we are already at an hour 20. So we don't want to keep you all here all freaking night, although we could because we'd both like to talk.
Gator with a banger comment.
There it is. I don't know who Skylar Thornton is, but I'm sure he's available too.
Yeah, Skylar Thompson.
Yeah. I am hoping he purposefully misspelled his name in the same vein that you do Jillian Hill.
Yep.
I think that is probably what happened here.
I mean, look,
You're
that's
not
true.
wrong.
That is true.
You're not wrong. Yeah, Skylar Thompson. We know who you're talking about. Actually, I think he got mugged in Ireland.
Did he? And he's the backup for. He's still backup for Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Yeah, he got mugged in Ireland. Got some shit stolen and all that.
Good.
Stuff, let's talk. That's not good. Don't ever say that. That's some karma coming back at you. All right, legends and letdowns. We talked about most of these guys already, bud. So give us your legends and your letdowns in the chat. Legends are the guys who had a monster game or were really contributors to our win. Letdowns are the guys who were really disappointing and you kind of wish didn't show up or didn't actually go to Madrid because we probably would have had a better outing. Josh, let's start with you, buddy. I don't think we need to say much about these guys. We talked about most of them already. So who are your legends this week?
Yeah, so my legends, I have two, but one of them is a few. So my first one is Riley Patterson. I thought he won us the game and he was clutch. And outside of that one shank, was it last week or the week before? I can't remember.
Against the Bills, yeah.
Yeah. Outside of that, he's been rock solid, especially given the fact that, who he's replaced. And my other one is a few of our rookies who played some significant minutes and made some game-winning plays. Marshall Jr., Grant, and Tank.
Yeah, I really liked what I saw from Biggers.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I said. Bigsby. I meant Biggers. You know what I mean?
Oh, I saw Bigsby in here, and I was like, I don't know who that is, but maybe he knows something I don't.
That's a running back from another team. Sorry, fantasy football. Whoops.
Yeah. No, Biggers looked good. The Phillips looked good. I thought the three defensive tackles in general looked pretty good. My legends were the offensive line, who did an amazing job blocking for Achane in this one. And Ollie. Ollie had 5 yards per carry, by the way. We haven't even freaking mentioned that. How we haven't mentioned that is beyond me. Ollie Gordon, 9 carries for 45 yards and a touchdown. Banger of a game. His best game as a pro. Yep. Larry Borum played lights out. I think the left side played pretty well. Really, Cole Strange was the only offensive lineman that had a subpar day. Agreed. Everybody else played extremely well. And then, of course, we can't really have a legend section without mentioning Devon Achane. One of us has to. Yep. Devon Achane, 120 yards rushing, 45 yards receiving, good for 165 yards.
Dude, he's incredible, man. He's so fucking good.
He is just absolutely incredible.
I will tell you this, and I don't know where you sit with this before we jump over to letdowns. I'll try to make this really quick. I know running backs aren't paid a lot of money, but if we are in a full teardown, which I think we should be, or at least a very significant teardown, and because he's coming up for a contract renew, I think next year, if I'm not mistaken, or the year after. I can't remember.
This is year 2 or year 3?
I think this is 3, but don't quote me on that.
So he's this year. He's coming up this year. Yeah.
How much would you feel comfortable paying him?
Whatever it takes.
Right. Like, but $20 million a year? Is that too much?
Best player.
Like 20 mil a season? Is that too much?
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, for a running back.
Sure.
Yeah.
He's our best. He's getting 165 yards a game.
Chat, what do you think Achane's, and I hate using the word worth, but what do you think he makes if we were to re-sign him? If he was to stay with us and we were to give him a bag, what do you think he makes? What would you feel comfortable, chat, paying Devon Achane per year?
I mean, if we didn't pay him,
somebody's going to.
Somebody else would. Yeah.
If you imagine if he goes to the fucking Bills.
They hate running the ball. They have a really good running back and they refuse to use him.
They just paid that running back. So that wouldn't happen, but could you imagine? James Cook salary. Yeah, I agree.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, let's get into the letdowns. I'll start. I think Jordan Brooks, while he had the stat line, he was picked on all game long. I thought he was really just had a forgettable day, let's say. And then Tua, of course, we've talked ad nauseum about that. I'm not saying anything more. But Jordan Brooks and Tua are my 2 letdowns.
Yeah, Waddle and Mike McDaniel, we've talked about ad nauseum as well. Those are my 2. I think you and True Blazer are going to disagree. I think he had Brooks as one of his legends.
No, we're going to fight Blazer because they were picking on Brooks. Yeah, they were picking on him. I know he had 20 tackles, and that looks really impressive on the stat line. But man, oh man, Marcus Mariota had a bullseye on that guy. Yeah, he was targeting him all game. It was really unfortunate. Look at D-Dub coming in with like a freaking contract and there. He knows what he's talking about over here. 4 years, $15.5 million per with 38 guaranteed.
D-Dub, I think it takes more than that, brother.
I
think it takes more than that, man.
If he was willing to do that, I would sign it now.
I
What are you
think
waiting
that's
for?
I think that's a steal. I mean, I think he slots in right under Christian McCaffrey. So Saquon right now is at 20.21 mil-ish. Christian McCaffrey's at 19. I think Achane slides in at like 17 and a half, 18.
I think you can get him for 17, 18. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially knowing Florida, you have the no state tax and
No state income
all that
tax.
stuff.
Yeah.
So, you really at 17, you're really at 19.
Just want to go back in time here for a second. Yes, Juju is out for the season. We did talk about this a little bit. It's unfortunate. Yeah.
So sad. He was coming on.
Yeah. D-Dub's legends were Kenneth Grant and Biggers, so he's right in line with you there, bud.
Yep.
True Blazer and me are having a battle royale. Offensive line looked good.
How'd that taste? It tastes like vinegar, right? I'm just kidding. I love it. I love it. I love that we are praising the offensive line because it means that they're gelling, and it's awesome to see finally.
The live stream did not get quieter at all.
Oh, really?
Than when this happened.
When Juju got hurt?
No, when Devon Achane got hurt. Devon Achane went down in this game.
I didn't know that. Like I said, I watched it. I didn't watch it live.
And Dirk and I had no idea what to say.
What happened?
I bent his leg back at one point.
Oh shit!
He was only out for a couple plays.
Okay.
So he was okay, but when they wouldn't show, first of all, there was a couple things that made me nervous. The broadcast wouldn't show the injury, which is never a good sign.
That's never a good sign. Nope.
And then we had to go to a commercial break to give them time to get him off.
That's the worst.
Thankfully, when they came back from the commercial break, Achane was walking himself off the field.
Okay.
And then eventually came back into the game. But my goodness, I think we sat silent for 30 seconds. What do you say? He's your best player.
That's terrifying.
It was, yeah. The letdown was Mike McDaniel for that nonsense. Yep. Blake says James Cook's salary. I don't even know what James Cook's make. I know he just got the deal though.
I think it's like 13 or 14, something like that.
I think I'd go higher than that for sure. Jorge's legend was the two turners, Jones interception, the Bonner fumble recovery.
Yeah, Bonner, that was good.
Both changed the game for sure. And Achane is the team MVP. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. A couple weeks ago, Gator called Patterson our MVP. I would tend to agree outside of Achane.
I mean, maybe the special teams MVP.
I want to see what he's doing on the season. Let's look that up real quick. I know we're running out of time, but you guys are still here and you're loving it, so let's go. He is.
While you're looking that up,
no,
we have 13 live members. I don't know what the thumbs up are on this show, but please, if you haven't already, please like. If you're not currently subscribed, please subscribe. Really does a lot for us. Keeps us doing 2 shows a week.
17 for 19 on the year. He missed a 50+. He hasn't made a 50+ yard field goal, so he's not a long kicker. And then he missed that one against the Bills. That was in the 30 to 39 range. He missed one extra point this season too, but 74 points on the year. Yeah, having a good year. Kinlaw jumped on Achane's back with all his weight. Kinlaw was terrifying. Yeah. If Achane didn't run out of bounds, the clock would have been under a minute, so we would have kicked it. You kick it anyways, man.
Yeah.
You shouldn't let that affect. I mean, maybe it did affect it. I don't know. Green Rat, love having you here, buddy. It was really nice to see you join us. I would love seeing new names here. If you liked what you saw, please hit the subscribe button. We have a goal of 100 subscribers, like Josh mentioned, by the end of November. 150 by February 11th of.
Tell them what happens if we hit it.
If we hit the 100 subscribers by the end of November, Josh is going to send out some swag, Dolphins and 305 Gridiron swag to one lucky fan from our show. And then on 150 by February 11th, somebody may or may not be getting a jersey. So, big stuff on the docket for you guys. Hopefully one of you regulars wins this. Maybe we'll make it happen that way. We'll see. Because otherwise we don't have any way to get in touch with whoever wins it. All right, that's going to do it for tonight's show, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the thumbs up on the thinger. We'd love seeing that. You guys are actually incredibly good at that. Almost every single one of our live streams has over 10 likes, and that is fantastic for us.
Absolutely fantastic. And our shorts have been blowing up like crazy.
Yeah, if you're new here, we just started to show at the beginning of the season. We've only been here 3 months, so we are very new to the podcasting space. We did do a podcast previously, but still we are learning every single day. So if you see something that could be improved or that you don't like, let us know. We may fix it. We may say, well, we do like it. Who the hell knows?
Yeah.
But we really appreciate you all being here. We really appreciate you all chopping it up with us, and give some love to our friends on YouTube. Sportsnet with Jorge SNJ1966 also has a channel. Go
Absolutely.
follow him.
Phenomenal content.
Yep. The Mad Greek was here before, aka FinSpin. He has a channel as well. Go shoot him of a like and a follow and a subscription. And of course, could not go a show without mentioning Frozen Fin Fan. He has been helping us through, answering all of our questions, having us on his show, really been massively supportive of us on this new endeavor. So we give a huge shout out to Frozen Fin Fan. Thank you so much to him and to all of you who have come over from his show. We really appreciate that. Really amazing talking to you guys tonight, but that'll do it for tonight. We will be back on Wednesday, where we're going to be talking something that only Josh knows right now. So be prepared for anything, because we have a bye next week.
We're going to be talking two replacements.
Okay. We're not going to be talking. Dolphins free football on Sunday. This is Josh's channel.
Yeah, this is. Yep, this is. We are co-hosts. Yep,
we share it. So thank you all so much. That'll do it for us here at the 305 Gridiron until Wednesday, which is only 2 days away. So don't cry. It's okay. We'll be back.
We'll be
in
back
2
soon.
days.
Don't you worry.
7 p.m. Eastern time. And we can't wait to see you guys then. Remember, no Dolphins football this weekend. So we'll make sure to get a lot of shorts and a lot of segment videos and all that stuff up so you have some content for the weekend. But until Wednesday, that'll do it for Josh, a.k.a. Aqua Ace, to my left. I'm Anthony Pinzone. This has been another episode of the 305 Gridiron. Thank you so much for watching. And fins up, everybody.